All right, so you're getting ready for an embroidery machine operator interview. That's awesome. It's a field where like tech and artistry come together, turning designs into wearable masterpieces. And we've got all your RoleCatcher resources right here. Everything from career guides to interview prep. We've even got some AI magic to help tailor those answers. Think of this deep dive as your like cheat sheet to interview success.
Yeah, what's so fascinating about this career is that it really blends, a sharp eye for detail with that knack for creative expression. You're working with these like incredible machines, bringing those intricate patterns to life on, I mean, everything from apparel to accessories.
Okay, so let's unpack some of those potential interview questions, starting with a pretty common one. What inspired you to become an embroidery machine operator?
Hmm?
Seems simple enough, but it's really your chance to make a memorable first impression.
Right. This is where you really want to show like genuine passion. So, think about it. Did a particular project spark that interest? Were you always drawn to textiles or the precision of turning like digital designs into physical art? Maybe there's like a specific type of embroidery that you just love,
Yeah.
like, free motion embroidery or 3D embroidery.
Yeah, a personal story, I think, can really bring your answer to life. Remember that time you saw an intricately embroidered piece and you were just like, wow, I want to create that.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing that kind of anecdote could really make you stand out.
Right. And they might follow up with something like, what experience do you have with different embroidery machines? And this is where you get to detail like all your technical expertise. So mention those specific models you've worked with, single head, multi-head, computerized, and like, what types of projects did you tackle on each one?
Yeah, don't just list the machines, though. Talk about your comfort level with each one. Any specialized techniques that you've mastered? Maybe you're a whiz at creating appliques or using, specialty threads. Show them that you've got the skills to hit the ground running.
For sure. And then another question that might pop up is, how do you ensure that the embroidery machine is properly set up and calibrated? This is all about showcasing your like meticulous approach and that attention to detail.
Right, so imagine you're setting up the machine for a brand new design.
Mm-hmm.
Walk them through that process, checking thread tension, loading that design file, adjusting needle height, any specific calibration routines that you follow.
Yeah, and this is where a little bit of that RoleCatcher AI magic can come in handy. Their tools can actually analyze job descriptions to pinpoint those skills that employers value most. So for this question, they might highlight keywords like precision or calibration, or even specific machine models that are mentioned in the job posting.
Ooh, that's smart. And then you can weave those keywords right into your answer, showing them that you've done your homework
Yeah.
and that you're a perfect fit for their needs. It's like having a personalized coach, fine-tuning your responses.
Exactly. And now, kind of shifting gears to problem solving, they might ask something like, can you describe a time you had to troubleshoot a problem with the embroidery machine? I mean, everyone loves a good problem solver, right? So have a specific example ready to go.
Okay, so maybe you had a broken needle
Mm.
or a thread tension issue or even a design glitch that just like threw you for a loop. Explain how you diagnosed the problem. Did you consult the manual? Use your knowledge of the machine?
Mm-hmm.
Or seek help from a supervisor?
Right. And focus on the steps you took to resolve it and what you learned from that experience. Did you develop like a new troubleshooting technique or gain a deeper understanding of the machine's mechanics?
I like that. And then a follow-up question might be, how do you handle pressure when facing unexpected challenges on a tight deadline?
Hmm.
So this is where you highlight your ability to stay calm and focused.
Right. Share an example of a time when you had to meet a demanding deadline, but you were also tackling like a technical issue. So maybe a client needed a last-minute design change, or a machine malfunction just threatened to derail that entire production schedule.
Oh yeah, and explain how you prioritize tasks, how you manage your time effectively, and how you communicate clearly with your team and clients to keep everyone informed and ensure a smooth workflow.
Exactly. Interviewers want to see that you can handle the unexpected without letting the pressure compromise the quality of your work. Now, let's talk a little bit about client communication. A common question is, how do you ensure that the embroidery design meets the client specifications?
This is where you shine a light on your collaboration skills and that like attention to detail that you have. Start by explaining how you'd confirm all the design details with the client, reviewing sketches, mock-ups, color choices, anything to make sure that you're both on the same page.
Right, and then detail your process for carefully reviewing that design file. Before you even touch the machine, do you check for any inconsistencies? Measure twice, cut once, so to speak. Highlight your commitment to delivering a final product that exceeds expectations.
Okay, and what if they ask about handling design revisions? Because that happens all the time, right?
Right.
Maybe the client wants a minor tweak or like a major design overhaul after the embroidery's already begun. How do you approach that?
Oh yeah, flexibility is key there. So explain how you would assess the feasibility of those revisions, considering things like time constraints, material availability, and the impact on the overall design. Like, would you need to start from scratch? Or can you adapt the existing embroidery?
Right, and transparency with the client, I think, is super important. You want to outline the options, any potential challenges, and maybe any adjustments to the timeline or the budget. Show them that you're a problem solver, someone who can keep a cool head when plans change.
For sure. And speaking of staying organized, they might ask, how do you manage your time while working on multiple projects with different deadlines? This is where you demonstrate that multitasking mastery.
Yeah, so think about how you prioritize tasks. Do you use a to-do list, a project management app, or maybe like a color-coded system? Walk them through your process and emphasize your ability to stay on track and meet those deadlines, even when you're juggling like multiple demands.
Right, and you can even tie this back to those RoleCatcher AI tools. Remember, their platform can help you identify any potential skill gaps based on that specific job description. So if the role requires strong time management skills, their AI might suggest highlighting certain techniques or software that you're familiar with.
I see it's all about tailoring your answers to that specific company and role, showcasing your most relevant strengths. Now let's switch gears a bit to a question that focuses on your eye for quality. They might ask something like, how do you ensure that the embroidery thread is of good quality and won't break during the process?
Okay, so this is where you dive into your knowledge of materials and your commitment to delivering top-notch results. Explain how you inspect the thread before you even use it. So checking for consistency, strength, any signs of damage or weakness that could lead to breakage.
Right, and maybe you run a quick test stitch to assess the thread tension and how it interacts with the fabric. Mentioning these little details shows them that you're not just an operator, but someone who really cares about every aspect of that process.
For sure, and if they ask, how do you choose the right thread type for different fabrics and designs? This is your chance to demonstrate your in-depth knowledge of textiles and embroidery techniques.
Yeah, think about the properties of those different threads, like rayon for its sheen, polyester for its durability, cotton for that natural look. Explain how you'd consider factors like fabric weight, design complexity, and the desired look and feel to select like the perfect thread for the job.
It's like being a thread sommelier, right? You know the nuances of each type and how to pair them perfectly for like the ultimate embroidery experience. Now let's tackle a question that really tests those technical chops. Something like, how do you troubleshoot a problem with the embroidery design, such as like missing stitches or incorrect colors?
Ooh, okay, so this is where you break out your detective skills. And you showcase your ability to solve those design mysteries. Start by explaining how you would carefully analyze that design file, checking for any errors in the stitching pattern or the color assignments.
Right, and walk them through your process for adjusting those embroidery machine settings. So maybe you need to tweak the needle positioning, the thread tension, or the stitch density to correct that issue. Highlight your methodical approach and your comfort level navigating the machine's interface.
Yeah, and don't forget to mention the importance of communication. So if you're ever unsure about a design issue, would you consult with a supervisor or the design team? This shows them that you're a team player, someone who really prioritizes getting things right.
Absolutely, and a potential follow-up question could be, how do you stay updated on the latest embroidery techniques and technologies? So this is where you demonstrate your commitment to continuous learning and professional growth.
Right? Are you an avid reader of industry publications? Do you follow embroidery blogs or attend workshops to learn those new techniques? Maybe you're experimenting with cutting-edge software or exploring the world of 3D embroidery.
Exactly. Show them that you're passionate about staying ahead of the curve and continuously expanding that skill set. This is a huge plus in any industry, especially one that's constantly evolving with new technologies and trends.
Now let's shift gears to a question that focuses on efficiency and quality. So they might ask, how do you ensure that the embroidery machine is operating efficiently and producing high-quality work?
Okay, so this is all about showcasing your dedication to excellence and your proactive approach to maintaining both the machine and the quality of your output.
Got it. So explain how you monitor the machine's performance throughout that entire embroidery process. Do you listen for any unusual noises? Check for thread breaks, or maybe regularly clean and lubricate the moving parts to ensure smooth operation.
Right, highlighting your attention to detail. And your preventative maintenance routine shows them that you understand the importance of keeping those machines humming along smoothly.
And of course, don't forget about that final product. Explain how you inspect each piece, checking for alignment, color accuracy, stitch quality, and overall adherence to the client specifications.
Right. It's all about demonstrating that you're not just an operator, but a quality control expert who takes pride in producing flawless results. Now remember, these are just a handful of potential questions that you might encounter.
But the principles that we've discussed, like showcasing your passion, technical expertise, problem-solving skills, and that commitment to quality, they all apply across the board. Use them as a foundation to build confident, tailored answers that are sure to impress any interviewer. And before we wrap up, let's touch on that 15% career growth we mentioned. RoleCatcher's guides can actually provide a roadmap for advancing in this field. It's not just about, operating the machine. It's about becoming like a true embroidery expert.
Oh, absolutely. As you gain experience, you can move from those junior to senior operator roles, taking on more, complex projects and responsibilities. You might even specialize in like a particular area, like digitizing designs or managing a whole team of operators.
That's so cool. And what's really neat is that RoleCatcher's AI can analyze those higher level job descriptions too, giving you a heads up on the skills you need to develop for those future roles. Maybe it's leadership training or advanced software proficiency, or even learning to repair and maintain the machines yourself.
Yeah, it's like having a personalized career advisor in your pocket, helping you map out that path and make strategic choices to reach your goals. And, speaking of the future, interviewers might ask about your vision for the industry. Like, what trends are you excited about? How do you see technology shaping the embroidery world?
Ooh, that's a good one. This is your chance to show that you're not just skilled, but that you're also forward-thinking. Maybe you're fascinated by 3D embroidery, or laser cutting, or even the integration of smart fabrics. Share your insights and your eagerness to embrace those innovations.
Right. It's about demonstrating that you're not just looking for a job, but a career that's constantly evolving and full of exciting possibilities. And remember, even if you don't land this particular job, every interview is a learning experience.
So true. Each time you go through this process, you just refine those answers. You gain confidence, and you get a clearer picture of what you really want from your career. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one piece of advice you'd give to someone prepping for an embroidery machine operator interview?
I would say be authentic, showcase that passion that you have, and highlight those unique skills that you bring to the table. This field is a beautiful blend of artistry and technology, so let your enthusiasm for both shine through. And remember, RoleCatcher is your ally in all of this, providing the tools and insights to make you a standout candidate.
So there you have it, your cheat sheet to interview success. Go in there with confidence, rock that interview, and get ready to stitch your way to a fulfilling career. And as you embark on this journey, here's a final thought to ponder. What role do you envision yourself playing in the future of embroidery? How will you contribute to its evolution? Something to think about as you create your own unique stitch in the fabric of this dynamic industry. Good luck out there. You've got this.